Hey everybody, Multiclass Gamer here. Sorry for being off for a few days, but it's been quite a past few days actually. It's been kind of high work related anxiety basically for me past few days. So I had to take some time off from making videos, but I'm back today to talk about one of my favorite video game consoles of all time, the Oculus Quest 2. No, seriously, I picked this up like a couple days ago at work. It was basically a spare of the moment kind of purchase. I didn't plan on making it at all going to work, but apparently we had one in stock at when I was on break, and I decided, why not? Because I've been wanting to have an actual virtual reality experience for the longest time, and this thing has delivered. This is a fantastic virtual reality headset. I strongly recommend it if you're able to find one. I know they're hard to find these days because they're scalped just about as much as the PS5 and, well, maybe not as much as the PS5 and Xbox Series X, but still. It's if you happen to see one on the shelf and you want to give virtual reality a try, definitely pick it up. I highly recommend it. So far, the only game I've got on it so far is Job Simulator. I know there are some free games on I might give it a try, but yeah, the games are all digital, so it's just a matter of like whatever catches my attention on there. It's definitely a miles better experience beyond whatever this is. This train wreck of a virtual reality system. Yeah, it's definitely a far superior experience than Virtual Boy, I can definitely tell you that. But yeah, it was my first actual experience with virtual reality, essentially, because I don't count the Virtual Boy. No. So actually today we're talking about one of my favorite consoles of all time, the Nintendo Switch. In fact, it's made a lot of people's favorites because of just how awesome this is. It's basically Nintendo's redemption/return to form after the disaster that was the Wii U, even though the Wii U is a pretty awesome console too, and I will defend that to the very end. But as you can see, I have the red and blue Joy-Cons on mine, but this was actually one of the gray sets when it around the time it originally came out. So I actually did attend the Nintendo Switch launch. Basically, I went to my place of work around midnight on the night of launch. And I remember standing in line with a friend of mine who was my, it's March 2017, so I think by this time I was no longer in college, so yeah, I was living in my studio apartment at that time, but the person that I went to the launch with happened to be my ex-roommate, basically. So we stood in line for what felt like probably an hour or so, and unfortunately they ran out of Switches by the time we got to the end of the line, which is very sad. I think I was like one or two people behind when they ran out of stock. So unfortunately, I did not get my Switch on launch day. I got my Switch like around like 1 or 2 weeks later, basically. And I got one of the gray sets. So I have a gray set of Joy-Cons. I also have the red and blue set. And I also have a Pro Controller, which I use a lot more often than anything else. And I have 22 games currently on my Switch. So those are the games that will be showing up today. And we're going to get into the pile right now. So starting off with one of the launch titles, 1-2 Switch. This was not as notable as Wii Sports or Nintendo Land necessarily, but it's a decent party game, I suppose. It's fun to play with friends, but other than that, it's pretty unremarkable. I mean, the cow milking game is very odd, but otherwise, I guess they're interesting ideas, basically, for minigames. But that's really all it is. It's just a minigame collection to kind of show off the Switch, basically. Especially the HD Rumble thing that Nintendo is particularly proud of. Next up, we have the most recent addition to my collection, which is Animal Crossing New Horizons. I actually just got this like a week or two ago, I think. Like at least like 2 weeks ago. And I've been playing it online multiplayer with Corso Joe Yoshi Fan 2012 and Ultra 64 Fan 1. And I've had a decent amount of fun with it in online multiplayer, but I haven't played a lot of it in single player yet. In fact, I've hardly done anything to my island other than name it, so there's not really much to say about it there. Other than the fact that this is also technically my first Animal Crossing game, because I do not count Amiibo Festival. I'm sure most people don't. It's not really an Animal Crossing game. It's definitely not... it's not a mainline Animal Crossing game. It's not like, an actual experience, basically. So that's also why I don't count it. But anyways, next up we have Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, which is the other This was the big launch title that basically set the stage for the Switch, essentially. And yeah, it's pretty awesome. In fact, this game right here was the most prevalent game for me in the previous year. Actually, this is the game I spent the most time on. From I think it was like August or July or sometime around there. I started playing this game for the first time since the year it came out, and I didn't put it down for months, like 3 or 4 months, basically. I played the game to full completion, basically, and it was honestly, it was a little grueling at times, but I will say that I'm actually kind of glad I did it anyways, because in times like that, with this whole pandemic going on and being even further isolated from friends and family, like more than usual, I needed some kind of escape like this, and this game was the perfect one for that. So there's that. But yeah, it's obviously one of the best games on the Switch for obvious reasons. Okay, next up we have a Zelda game that I haven't played yet, which is Link's Awakening. This is the 2019 remake, basically. And there's nothing more to say about it since I haven't played it yet, and I haven't even played the original yet. So I don't know if I'm going to play the original first, or this one, or the Game Boy Color version. I don't know. But, yeah. I can obviously assume it's going to be a lot different than Breath of the Wild. Okay, next up we have another one of the games that came out the first year of the Switch, but I haven't played yet, Mario & Rabbids Kingdom Battle. I already know what it is. It's basically a tactical RPG. But other than that, I don't know much about it. Oh yeah, and obviously it's a crossover with Mario and the Rabbids, so very interesting idea at the time it came out. We have another one of the more influential games on the system, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. This came out a couple months after the Switch itself did, and I have a lot of fond memories of playing this game online. This is basically the first game that me and my friends played online on a larger scale, like to the point where we actually made a tradition out of it. Basically, we were playing this like for basically like every week for quite a while over the summer in 2017. So just those memories alone are what make that game special to me. Next up we have Mega Man 11. Okay, so this is the first game in my library that is not an exclusive on the Switch, just because this game is available on the PS4 and Xbox One as well. And I will say that since the Switch has the weakest or the lowest storage capacity of all the available consoles right now, I only play exclusives on the Switch. That's it. I don't play any of the games that you can play on other systems. If you can play on other systems, then I'm going to get on the PS4 or Xbox One to play on my Series X, because, yeah, the Switch, even though it's nice that you can play those games on the go, like anywhere you want, the fact that I don't play on the go much, and the fact that the Switch is underpowered compared to those other systems, those are incentive enough for me to only play exclusives on the Switch. So even though I may collect games on the Switch that are not exclusive, I'm not going to play them basically on the Switch for the purpose of saving the storage space for exclusives on the Switch. Okay, next up we have New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe. Very special because I already mentioned the story with New Super Mario Bros. U on the Wii U and New Super Mario Bros. Wii on the Wii. But yeah, I had fond memories of playing the original with my dad growing up, so it was very special for me to play through this, which I also did last year as well. I did the full completion of this game as well last year. So shortly before doing Breath of the Wild. Okay, so next up we have Paper Mario and the Origami King. It's so hard for me to say the title of this game without emphasizing the O in Origami King. So it's supposed to be Origami King, but I always say Origami King. It's so stupid. But yeah, this is actually, from what I played so far, it's a pretty fun game. It's obviously not in the same style as Paper Mario Thousand Year Door. It doesn't have the same charm. It's just a different, from the way I see it, the first three Paper Mario games are so different from the other three Paper Mario games that they just feel like different franchise, basically, even though they are the same franchise, but they don't feel like the same franchise, if that makes any sense. Because in these last three games, the developers are not allowed to expand on the Mario universe besides inhabiting with just a bunch of toads, which is ridiculous. It's so stupid. I don't know why. But anyways, next up we have Pikmin 3 Deluxe. I'm so happy to own this because I love the game so much on the Wii U, so it's just really awesome to be able to play this on my Switch and not have to get my Wii out to play it. But I think I've already told the story of Pikmin 3, so I don't need to go further into that. Next up, we have another non-exclusive that I will not be playing on my Switch, Sonic Forces. As far as I know, this is the last mainline Sonic game that came out. This was back in 2017, like shortly after the release of Sonic Mania, which was a lot more popular. And I heard this one's pretty meh, so not much to say about it, though, otherwise. Okay, next up we have Splatoon 2, the sequel to the Wii U original. And I haven't played this one yet. I don't think I have. I'm pretty sure I haven't played this game at all yet. In fact, I'm actually certain of that because I just installed it a few weeks ago. But yeah, this is another game that I installed specifically because, you know, obviously it's an exclusive on Switch, so I'm gonna play it on there at some point. But also because my friends and I might play it. It's potential online multiplayer game basically that we could use. Okay, next up we have the only non-Switch exclusive that I played. Okay, I lied shortly. I actually do. There was one non-exclusive I was willing to play on my Switch, and that was Battle for Cube Bomb Rehydrated, because I had to try, because I'm the SpongeBob game enthusiast. I have to play like every single version of every SpongeBob game. So there you go. So if they put out another SpongeBob game, then I'll play that on the Switch as well. But that's the only exception. Super Mario 3D All-Stars. Because I'm a Mario enthusiast, that's why I picked this up to begin with, but still, I remember being afraid this was going to be scalped just for the fact that it was a limited release, but I'm just more upset by the fact that it's just a limited release to begin with, especially with how crappy this is. Like, it would have been more justifiable if it was like a decent game, but like, it's just so, it's like, why? Ugh. There's so many other YouTubers that can do a much better job explaining like what's wrong with that collection than I can, because like on face value that it looks pretty awesome. I mean, like 3 of Mario's best games ever to date on one collection sounds like a match made in heaven, but unfortunately it didn't turn out that good. But again, there's plenty of YouTubers out there that explain what's so wrong with it beyond the limited release than I can. So moving on, Super Mario Maker 2, the sequel. Now, funny enough, this actually came with a 12-month individual membership for Nintendo Online. I got this last year, and I never used it. And that's because up until a couple months ago, or actually, was it a month ago? It was last month, basically. Me and my friends started playing video games online together again. I totally forgot I had this, so I just paid the $20 for my first year of Nintendo Online for the first time. I'd never had before because I never played Switch Online with my friends before, except for Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, but that was before it became a Nintendo charge for the online service, basically. Because before late 2017 or sometime 2018, Nintendo didn't charge to play games online, so that's how my friends and I were able to do Mario Kart 8 Deluxe back in the day. But yeah, I got this with the online membership and didn't think nothing of it because I wasn't using the service. But needless to say, I forgot I had it, so I paid for it, even though I still have this free 12-month membership thing to use on here. So that's why I'm not going to show the code, because I'm going to use it next year when I have to renew it. Otherwise, no, I haven't played Mario Maker 2 yet. But I have played plenty of this. Super Mario Odyssey. I've already gotten a couple requests to LP this game. It's later down the line, folks. I still got to do Mario Galaxy 2 and Super Mario 64 at some point, so it'll happen, but it'll be much later. Otherwise, fantastic game. What more do I need to say? Super Mario Party. It's okay. I would definitely call this better than Mario Party 10, but at the same time, it's not groundbreaking. It doesn't necessarily like save the franchise per se. People have saying like it went totally wrong with Mario Party 9 with putting the characters in a vehicle together. But honestly, I don't see this really saving the franchise much. I mean, like maybe we're still gonna get more games. I don't know. But like, it's still it's a decent entry in the series, I suppose. Okay, next up we have one of the best games on the console to date, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. I haven't played this as much as you might think, but I've still had a lot of fun with it from what I have played. I haven't done the World Light, by the way. The adventure mode on this, World Light. Yeah, I haven't done it yet. Surprisingly. You get that at some point. Okay, next up we have Xenoblade Chronicles Deluxe, or Definitive Edition. So they poured this from the Wii to Switch, and this is basically a full remake of the game, basically, and it looks gorgeous. But it's only from gameplay footage, and I haven't played it yet. Because I barely have any experience with the original game to begin with. Okay, next up we have Xenoblade Chronicles 2. This is the special metallic casing for the game because I got the special edition when it came out back in the day. And it was December 2017, so about 3 years ago. But nevertheless, yeah, that's the game. So, pretty cool, I must say. Next up we have Yoshi's Crafted World, or as a lot of people have been calling it. Well, actually, okay, nobody's actually been calling it, but if this game is really as bad as people are saying it is, then I would call it Yoshi's Crapped World, or Yoshi's Crappy World. I don't know. Either way, I've heard it basically doesn't it's not anywhere near as good as Yoshi's Woolly World, and some people even called it bad. I don't know where I stand on that quite yet, because I haven't not played it yet, obviously, as you probably expected me to say. So, but I've heard not so good things about it, basically, from those who have played it. So, make it that what you will. And finally, probably the most valuable additions to my collection currently, we have Mario Kart Live Mario Kart Live Home Circuit. This is the Mario set, but that's not where it ends. For you see, I also have the Luigi set. Yeah, I have both the Mario and Luigi set. Why did I buy both of them? I don't know. I figured maybe I could, figure maybe that just means I can play as either character, which basically that is what it means. And you can only download the game twice, so I figured, okay, maybe this means I can have like 2 players or something. Probably not. Actually, probably not. I highly doubt it, but still, that just means I can choose between Mario and Luigi. So, why not? And that, my friends, is my Switch collection. So, that's basically all I have to say for today. Again, I don't want to make this a terribly long video because I'm, trying to get this up today. It's just after midnight, like usual, as I'm recording this. We still have a few more collections to go. We still got the NES, but I've done the Super Nintendo, N64, GameCube, Wii U, and now Switch. So for Nintendo home consoles, all we have left is the NES, which is a pretty big collection actually, so it might be a longer video. There's also the some of Nintendo's handhelds as well, but otherwise we're pretty much done with Xbox and Sony, because I don't have PS3 quite yet, and I don't have 360. So I think that's about it. So we're getting close to the end here. I think there's still, I feel like there's one or two other consoles I'm forgetting about, but either way, I'll see you guys later for my next video. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.